What's going on, y'all? This be your boy, Scotty by Nature TV, and we're here for a brand new episode of Yes for the Mess, where we talk about celebrity gossip, hot topics, and all things reality TV based. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday, and I intend on doing the exact same. What's going on, you guys? Now, before we get into today's mess, let's talk about what we got coming up on the horizon. Now, as you guys already know, today is Tuesday, which means that it's Love and Hip Hop Atlanta Day, but there won't be an episode of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta airing tonight on MTV, which means that on Thursday, there won't be a roaster review, but we will be back next week when Love and Hip Hop comes back, and we will be on Giving You the Real Tease platform next week. So make sure you guys tune in. But don't you worry, because on Friday we will be back for our second episode of Boys Night Out. Tune in as Scotty, Jamar, Josiah, T, and Maddie come together to talk about music, movies, play games, talk about the hot topics of the world, and also talk about all things gay. So make sure you guys tune into Boys Night Out this Friday night at 8:15 Eastern Time. So with that being said, we're about to go ahead and get into the mess for today. Now, we're going to talk about this never-ending drama between DJ Envy, his wife Gia, and Tyrese. Now, as you guys already know, last week we had a discussion on Yes for the Mess about the situation where DJ Envy checked Tyrese about disrespecting his wife. And then after he had a conversation with Tyrese on air on the Breakfast Club talking about it, Tyrese went live to address it. But then now, earlier today on the Breakfast Club, DJ Envy and his wife Gia went live. Well, not went live. They talked about it on air, and they wanted to discuss exactly what happened between them and Tyrese and what made them want to stop talking to Tyrese. So we're going to go ahead and get into that, but we're going to start off first with everything that transpired before DJ Envy and his wife Gia decided to go on the Breakfast Club and bring it up. So let's get into that.
Mental health. And you could say that you weren't. What you mean? But as a man, some of the things that you said, Tyrese, deserve me to box your mouth.
Well,
and I didn't. No, we were talking because this is something that I never wanted to say. And since he wants to be, well, why Envy? I'm telling him why. You said disrespectful shit to my wife.
What do you say?
It's neither here nor there. To the point where my wife doesn't call you back anymore. And to the point when you started talking to psych meds, me and my wife had a conversation. He said, well, maybe Tyrese was on those medicines when he said. But if you ever text me and my wife, you can't text me because I just unblocked you probably about a month ago when me and Charlamagne was talking, and he told me that you were on the psych meds, and this is what it was.
And that's why
that's what made me unblock you. So that was the reason why I stopped talking to you and will not reach out to you anymore, because I'm like, I don't want to remember my brother as that. And maybe you were going through problems. So if somebody if I talk to your wife, disrespectful, I don't expect for you to come check on me. Okay. And that's how I felt it.
But maybe y'all should have been had.
And you could say that you weren't. What you mean? But as a man, some of the things that you said, Tyrese, deserve me to box your mouth.
Okay, so that was when DJ Envy first confronted Tyrese about what he said about his wife or to his wife. And he said, some of the things that you said deserve me to box your mouth. Okay. And he was saying that he was being disrespectful to his wife while he was on psych meds, which made him wild out. Now we're going to go into what Tyrese said in response to the things that DJ Envy said on the show. Let's get into that.
The choice that I'm going to make is to wish them well in their careers, their marriage, their family, everything. I want the best for them. I really do. I want to say thank you to Jess. I hope they add you. I hope they officially add you to the show. And I hope nobody attacks you or come at you, because you actually had the only heart in the room. So I'm in the middle of expressing the choice that I'm going to, from being insensitive or just deciding to talk about a man that he actually knows. No. The moment that he said should box you in your mouth or whatever the f. It took everything in me to stay seated in that seat. Charlemagne was clever because he knew that they've been going at me for 5. I've lost count of the amount of times that he's contributed to the stresses in and around my mental health. From being insensitive.
Okay, so that was Tyrese's live when he went back to discuss what was said on the Breakfast Club. Now, after he done went live and talked about it and played the victim as a black queen would, that's when DJ Envy and his wife decided to clear the air and called Tyrese a liar on the Breakfast Club. Now, let's get into audio of that right now. We're about to go ahead and get into that, and then, like I said, oops, I didn't mean to do that. Like I said, Gia called into the show and DJ Envy made it happen. So we're going to go ahead and get into that. All right. So let's get into it.
This is the song that never ends. Jesus Christ, man.
So Tyrese was on the Breakfast Club last week, and he was talking about some of the things that he didn't like about the Breakfast Club, and he said that he was upset that we didn't check on him when he was going through his problems, because when I was going through my problems with my wife, when we were at our lowest, he was there to help. And I told him during that conversation, I didn't, because you said some things to my wife and myself that I thought was disrespectful. He said we didn't check up on him. We checked up on him numerous times. I guess after the interview, everything was good. He apologized. We left on a positive note. But I guess when he got back home, maybe he read the comments, maybe social media, whatever it was, he got into a fit. And one post, he started crying and said, we don't respect his mental. And then yesterday, he did a whole long video and he called me a liar.
But for him to go on the airwaves and say, I wanted to box you in the mouth because you disrespected my wife. My wife blocked you, I blocked you, and I just unblocked you a month ago. That's a lie, bro. Me and your wife were communicating August 11th, 2022. I got receipts. Did I disrespect your wife or did I not?
I'm so sick of people putting that in what you said, because you didn't say box him in your mouth. You said, I want to box your mouth.
Right.
I want to box your mouth.
So to answer Tyrese, yes, he was blocked. And the reason I know he was blocked is because he had Charlemagne and myself on a group text, and I never replied because I didn't see it. He did speak to my wife, and he wanted me and my wife to go on live, and he wanted to ish on his ex Samantha. He wanted to ish on his wife. And I actually texted him and I said, good morning. No, I'm passing on this. I prayed on it. Wasn't in the card. Stay blessed. Have an amazing day. Right. Because I didn't want to be a part of him ishing on his wife. Right. So then he said I was lying and he never said anything disrespectful to my wife. Well, what he actually did was, when they were talking, he was one of those dudes. And we all know that guy that tries to plant those seeds. If you had a man like me, it wouldn't have went down like that. I would have never. And I never said anything. And I'm going to tell you why I never said anything. I never said anything because, yes, Tyrese was there and he did help save my marriage. And I was like, I just don't want to ish on that. So I just kept it quiet and I just stepped away from him, because it's difficult, because you have somebody that helped, but then you also have somebody that's trying to hurt. But me and my wife accepted the help side, and he opened us up to a place where, we were able to fix our relationship and fix our marriage. And our marriage is even stronger now. Then I got a text, July 8th, 2022. You got the text? I just sent you the text, right? That's somebody that works for Tyrese. You see that text?
I'm looking at the text.
Now, I never mentioned anything to anybody that he flirted with my wife. What does that text say?
I'm not reading this.
It says, yo, DJ Envy, blessings. Stay away from Tyrese, bro. He tried to destroy my marriage and career. He will do the same to y'all. Please, I'm open to talk to you. I'm not trying to gain anything from this. I'm just sick of the devil, and I refuse to know what I know and not tell good people what's up with that cat. Please stay away. He will try and get your wife. What's the date of that?
July 8th, 2022.
July 8th, 2022. So
it actually said, please stay away. He would try to get you and your wife.
Right. Shut up. But that just shows that's him as a person. Then the guy, he posts his picture and tells you his name, tell you who his wife is, tell you the people he knows. He says, I want you to be real, because that's what Tyrese did. He did it to me, flirted with my wife, and he's doing it with you. He had no idea, because I don't even know this gentleman.
I don't know why y'all didn't have that conversation when he was just up here.
Because I didn't want to disrespect him. I was like, I'm just gonna tell him what it is and leave it at that. He apologized, and he said it was the psych meds. Remember, it's the psych meds. Oh my God, I would never. Bull-ish.
Y'all lied to me. We sat here and had a whole hour and 30-minute conversation, and now you saying all of this stuff after the fact. Tyrese saying all of this stuff after the fact.
And you know what? You're absolutely right. Let's call my wife, please.
Oh God.
Uh-oh.
Jesus Christ.
Am I on the radio?
Yes, you are. You're on the radio. Tyrese is calling me a liar. For people that don't know, I stopped talking to Tyrese, and there was a reason why I stopped talking to Tyrese. Not because only did I think he was a bozo and full of ish, but also because of the way that I felt he was talking and conducting business with my wife. So I'm going to step back, and I want Charlamagne to ask the questions, because I don't want you.
I want you to ask. Charlamagne is not getting involved.
I want you to ask
in no way, shape, or form. This is good morning, Gia. By the way, okay.
Good morning.
This is a conversation between a husband and a wife, and why the husband stopped talking to somebody, and why the wife stopped talking to somebody. So the husband and wife should have a conversation. I'm sitting back watching the Casey Crew live. Go.
Good question. So, babe, just for people that don't know. Tyrese helped save our relationship when we were going through probably our lowest point, and I cheated. Tyrese came in and really helped us and guided us through our relationship, correct?
Yes, he did. Absolutely.
And then we got to a point where we stopped talking to Tyrese. I even blocked Tyrese, and I wanted to box his mouth, as I said the other day. And can you explain to the people why we stopped talking to Tyrese?
Well, we stopped talking to Tyrese on 2 different occasions. Once many, many years ago, when he did do that amazing thing for us. He and I became friends, and we were very, very cool, and we spoke often. And a lot of times you'd be laying in the bed next to me while I was talking to him. And at first everything was cool, but for me, it got to a point where it became inappropriate and uncomfortable, where I felt as though lines were being crossed, and you felt as though lines were being crossed. And we both decided that we were going to take a step back. And, there was times where I felt like he was extremely demanding of my time and of my attention, where if I didn't give him my time and my attention, he would get very angry, get very upset, and let me know what his expectations were of me. And, at that time, I didn't feel as though he was going through any mental issues. I didn't feel as though he was facing any mental challenges at that time. I know that he does go through things, and I know that he has been on medication, but at that time I felt as though he was very clear-minded and everything seemed cool. But when I started to feel uncomfortable and you started to feel uncomfortable, we took a step back.
Well, what lines were crossed? Because people would be
then,
like, well, what lines did he cross?
I don't really feel comfortable being specific,
Mm.
because at the same time, I still do have a respect for him. I know that you still do have a respect for him. Um, I would feel more comfortable just being general and saying that, there was flirting and inappropriate compliments for a woman who's married.
Okay. I respect
Is
that.
that fair to say? Is
Yeah,
that fair to say?
I don't have respect for him though, but yeah, no, I get it, and you do it, and I appreciate that what he
So
did.
how did you see it?
No, I
Envy?
know, I
Huh?
know that I know that everything that's going on right now, and I know that he's being boisterous about it. I haven't been on Instagram in the last 2 weeks because we've been really busy, but you've told me some things, but I haven't really seen it firsthand, so it's not going to affect me, the same way it's affecting you because I haven't seen it. But what I can say is that very clear lines were crossed,
Nah,
and
I get it.
there.
So how did you see it, Envy?
There's certain things that you don't say to a man's wife. There's certain things that you don't say to a man's girlfriend. There's certain things that you don't say in a flirtatious way. And I told you what he said. You spoke to my wife yesterday, so you know what he said.
So that's why you wanted to box. That's why you said I'll box your mouth.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to box his mouth. It's just certain things you don't play with somebody's wife like that. And
were you upset that he wasn't flirting with you in any way, shape, or form?
A little bit. No, you see, you playing too much. But no, when it comes to it, I look at it like this. Tyrese did help save my marriage, and I have a respect for him for that. That's the reason why instead of going at him, I just let it go. I just not spoke to him anymore until he starts going up. Now, I don't know if he has a record to sell. He's trying to push his record or whatever it may be. I just don't like it. And the reason I don't like it is that man was up here. He was in our faces. We had a conversation. After the conversation, we let things go. And it's just always weird when people do that. They go home and now all of a sudden they do other things. We just had a conversation. We was just here for an hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah, that was strange.
But and I'm sorry to wake. I know you got to get the kids to school. I know two got to go to school right now. So I appreciate it. But I just don't like to be called a liar. And when somebody says, I got receipts, when I'm like, no, you spoke to my wife.
What receipts? What do you mean he said he has receipts? Because,
who knows?
I wouldn't want to, listen, I'm going to be honest. I don't want to be put in a position to divulge the things that were said. But if he's calling you a liar, it didn't have to go that far. If he's calling you a liar, then that's a step that might have to be taken, because by no stretch of the imagination are you a liar. By no stretch of the imagination are you exaggerating anything.
Okay.
It was very clear. It was very inappropriate, and your reaction was very appropriate.
Well, babe, I love you, and I know you got to get the kids to school, so I'll see you in a little bit.
All right, sweetie pie.
Peace, Gia.
All right, bye, Charlotte.
And I also want to say, when he said I didn't check on him, how many messages did I send you yesterday where I showed you that I checked on him numerous times?
I'm sick of y'all.
And I'm just asking.
I'm be honest with you. I'm sick of you,
I'm just asking.
And I think y'all are lovers.
You think so?
I do. This is what I think this is all about. I think he's
not my type.
I think his next album is about both his exes. Okay, you and his ex-wife.
He's not my type.
I think Beautiful Pain has something to do with you too.
He's not my type.
Right? Because both of y'all seem like y'all in pain.
Amy, what's your type?
Definitely his type.
He's tall, dark, and a liar.
He like short, dark, and bald headed.
He's tall, dark, and a liar.
And
you like
and a bozo. I don't do bozos, tall and dark. I like short, dark, bald, honest,
truth teller. Okay.
I'm sick of both of y'all, man. So now I got so now I got to deal with a whole nother week of Tyrese. Now we're gonna get more Tyrese Instagram videos and everything else because of Envy. But listen, here's the thing. You know what? I don't care. I do care, but I don't care enough to have this conversation. Like, it is what it is. Nobody cares about the truth, and the lie is more entertaining. So, y'all believe who y'all want to believe.
No,
I get it. Listen, you ain't got to tell me, but it don't matter. And I tell you this all the time.
What?
When people don't like you, they're going to ride with anything that's against you. So the people who don't like Tyrese gonna ride with you. The people who don't like you gonna ride with Tyrese. So it don't even really matter at the end of the day.
You right.
That's really the truth. That's the reality of the situation.
Well, who you giving your donkey to? Since you talk about riding.
This guy, man. This guy. This guy. I don't know who I'm giving donkey to yet. Y'all got me confused. Okay. I didn't even know we was about to do this just now. You know what I mean?
Wake that ass up.
That was a long one. So that is DJ Envy. I'm sorry, and I've been saying this woman's name wrong for the longest time. Her name is Gia, not Gia. I've been saying it wrong for God knows how long. But DJ Envy, Gia, they pretty much talked about Tyrese and him doing all of that stuff. The thing with Tyrese is, and I've always said this, and I said this on the last video that I did in regards to this situation, is that Tyrese doesn't take accountability for anything. Tyrese is a professional victim. That's what he's always been. Like, stuff goes down, and then the thing that he does is he'll go on there, get on social media, cry to the people, and ask folks what do they want from him and how he's going through this and he's going through that and all of this other stuff. And it's like, do you not understand what you did, or do you not see the error of your wrongdoings at all, or do you just believe that you really didn't do nothing wrong here? Because just like Envy said, if you were sitting up here talking to somebody else's wife, or no, if somebody else was talking to your wife in the manner that you spoke to his, and doing all that crazy shit that you did with his wife, and flirting with her and making her feel uncomfortable and things like that, then you would be one of the first people to black out and call them out their name, ready to fight, ready to book, doing all that. And you wouldn't even be wrong in your assessment if you did that, because that's your wife. That's, and we always hear about you and your damn wife. So it's like, I'm sure you would have something to say, and I'm sure you would feel a way if that ever happened. So for you to even get up there and make it seem like this man is lying on you, and then it's gotten to the point where this man had to show text messages, this man had to have his wife come on air and defend his name and all of this, that's way too much, Tyrese. Like I said before, Tyrese just doesn't take accountability. He doesn't own anything, and it's always everybody's fault. That's why I don't like watching any interviews of him, because that's what he do. He gets up here and it's everybody's fault, and ain't nobody else's fault but his. It's everybody else's fault but his. He has no bearing of the decisions that he decides to make. He's not to blame for any of the decisions that he makes. And he talking about when DJ Envy said what he said in regards to I should bust your mouth. It took everything in me not to stay in my seat. It took everything in me not to get up out my seat. It took everything in me. You saying it took everything in you, but now you sitting on live and you crying about it. You sitting on live and you bitching about it. You sitting on live and it's like, how could he do this to me? And Just Hilarious is the only one that had any compassion for me and stuff. Why does he owe you any compassion when you sitting there and when you sitting there and you flirted with his wife and you disrespected DJ Envy in regards to his wife? Like, what compassion does he need to give your ass? I don't think he owes you any compassion. I don't think he needs to give you anything. I don't think he need to give you nothing. He gave you what he gave you. He told you how he felt, and you can't get upset because he told you how he felt. That's what he did. He told you how he felt. There's no need to feel any way about nothing. All you had to do, if you and Envy were really, really friends at any given point, what you could have done was you could have took that L and you could have really just apologized to Envy. You could have said, I didn't mean to do this, or I didn't mean for it to come across that way. I know how it looked, but I didn't mean for it to be like that. Or you could have just taken ownership for just flirting with that man's wife. Because no matter how you try to slice it, dice it, move it around, flip it around, rub it down, all this, at the end of the day, that's what it was. You flirted with that man's wife. I don't think that Envy has a reason to lie about you flirting with his wife. I just don't think so. I don't think so. He knows what flirting is, and shit, he should know. He flirted with what's he and Erica men on his wife. That's another story. That ain't got nothing to do with this. But yeah, and then listen, I felt like Charlamagne in that moment, because Charlamagne was like, listen, like, we sitting up here, we talking about this, and I feel like after all of this is over now, we done talked about this on the show, then he went live and he discussed it. Now you coming back on the air, and now we're talking about it again. So now we're gonna have to deal with another few days of Tyrese going live. Then when Tyrese go live, then your ass gonna want to get back on the show and talk about it again. Well, I ain't got time for this shit. And honestly, I was here for Charlamagne on that. I ain't gonna lie, I was here for him on that, because I'm like, that's what's about to happen. Tyrese finna be annoying as hell. He finna go on live and cry again because y'all done came up here and exposed his ass yet again. Now he finna get up here and cry again. You feel what I'm saying? He finna get up here and cry again. So, And I don't think they really gonna come back from this at all. Like, it seemed like it was a peace offering there, but from the way it looks right now, I don't think that they're gonna come they're gonna come away from this. I don't see it getting any better between them. Like, because it went from we talking about it on the show to people going live to now we going back on the show to discuss it again, to prove our case and to show the receipts and stuff like that. And you done call folks liars, and the wife had to call in and take up for her man. It's just too much. It's just absolutely too much, and it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse as time goes on. And I'm telling y'all, I do not want to keep talking about Tyrese for another video, but I know I'm going to have to. We're going to have to keep talking about him for yet another goddamn video. And I swear to God, there's something I don't want. I swear I don't want that. I don't want it at all. I don't. But I know it's gonna happen because Tyrese ain't gonna be able to keep his mouth shut. He gonna keep talking about this shit, and he gonna keep talking about it to the point to where Envy gonna keep talking about it, like I said already early on, and it's gonna be a back and forth tit for tat type of thing. And that's not what we the people want. We don't want none of that. But hey, listen, I just feel like DJ Envy was not wrong for anything that he was saying, or I don't think that he was wrong for anything that he felt about Tyrese in that moment. I really don't. He was just a man that spoke up on his feelings in regards to that. You know, that's just how I take it. He was a man that spoke on his feelings. And I get that he did things in the past, and he disrespected his own wife in the past by, cheating on her with the racist that is Erica Mena in the past. But, that's the thing. But hey. But some people feel like this though, because I see the comment in the comment section. It was like, so you disrespected your marriage and you mad that other men don't take it seriously. I don't, no. I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, though, what can you say that DJ Envy bullied Tyrese? We got to look at another side of it. Do you think that he was bullying Tyrese? Do you think that with Tyrese trying to recover from his own situations, do you think that it was okay for him to out Tyrese? Do you think that he should have kept this shit private? You know what I'm saying? Do you think that Envy was out of pocket? Do you think that Envy was wrong? Do you think that Envy should have done what he did? You know what I'm saying? Now, we can get to that part of it. Do I agree with Envy talking about this publicly if they had a friendship? I don't agree with that part, and I'm going to tell you why. I've never been the type of person to agree with, I don't like it when friends get into a falling out and then, they start to divulge personal information that they know about each other or personal things that may have happened with one another. I don't agree with that because I feel like if you can do that, then that's really how you've been rocking for the longest time. And I never understand people that do that. I never understand why people feel as though it's okay to do stuff like that. You know what I mean? And it ain't even about like playing victims or doing things like that. But if I'm your friend and if I said I'm your friend, regardless of what we going through or what's going on with us, I'm never going to put you on blast about nothing that I know about you. And I'm never going to drag your good name through the mud just because we're having issues, because it's really nobody else's business to really be going in the public dragging. It's so many fallouts that I have had, and I have never put anything like that on blast. Because I'm not here to embarrass nobody, and I'm not here to villainize nobody because we're having some problems. Whether I was wrong, you was wrong, they was wrong, we were wrong. It's no need for me to be doing any of that. So I'm not going to do it. You know what I mean? So there could be a situation where Envy could be looked at as a bully, and he could be looked at as a person that, wanted to be funny and put Tyrese's whole spot on blast when he knows that he's going through. You can look at it in either way, but I do think there's accountability that should be taken from Tyrese for disrespecting him and his wife, and there should be some accountability for DJ Envy as well for even putting it on blast at the same time. Everybody has a part to play in this, now that I think about it. But however, that's pretty much all that I got. So with that being said, you guys, it's be your boy Scotty by Nature TV. Be sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe, share this video, and also click on that notification bell so you can be notified whenever a video drops. If you want to follow me on any form of social media, my Twitter, my Instagram, and my TikTok will be down below. With that being said, you guys, your boys up. With that being said, this be your boy Scotty by Nature TV. Your boys up out here, and I will leave you guys with the promo from our up and coming panel, the Chasing panel, that involves myself, T, Jeremy, Jamar, Carl, and Tramiel. Make sure you guys tune in, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye, y'all.